Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, somewhere over somebody's rainbow, Mr. President and Mr. Obama. This is Patti LaBelle, and she's going to be telling us about some rainbow, y'all. I want you all to understand something. There are two things I want to talk about today. Normally, I would let things go, but I can't let this go because I have received at least 15 different emails from people telling me about my health. Ladies and gentlemen, I know for a fact I said, don't do that. Now, guess what? It's okay. I understand your concern. You are sincere. You really care. And so let me tell you what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to start spamming the person, sending you directly to spam and then deleting the spam. I've already done that to several people, so you'll just be put in with the group, and I'll just delete the spam without reading your email. So you want to play? I want to play. No, don't take it the wrong way. Don't cry. No, don't cry. No. Don't cry. I didn't mean it like that. No. See, when you decide to do something after I tell you don't do it, that means you're making an executive decision because you want to be the president. You want to run things. You want to rule the country. And when you do something concerning me after I told you don't do it when it concerns me, then you're offending me. And when you do it on purpose after knowing I said please don't do it, then that means you're doing it on purpose. See, you made a decision. And there was a TV show. And that TV show, well, I liked it. It was like a Groundhog Day TV show. And what was it called? I think it was called, no, it wasn't Daylight. Daybreak. That was the name of the show, Daybreak. Some of you guys might remember. Mr. Tiggs, played in it. It was a nice show, and they took it off after 1.5 seasons, and I really hated them for that because it really was a nice show, and it was really starting to pick up. And then they had, Flash Break or Flashpoint? No, it wasn't Flashpoint. I believe it was Flash Break or something like that. Came on ABC, and they ran that for one season and took that show off, and that show looked like it was getting ready to take off. Stupid companies. So in that show, Daybreak, the representative would tell the individual about the decisions that he made. That when you make a decision, there's a consequence for that decision. Basically, decisions, consequence. He just kept saying that. Decisions, consequence. And he would say it about 4 or 5 times. Decision, consequence. He'd just keep repeating it. Decision, consequence. See, you make a decision. When you make that decision, you must understand there's a consequence that comes with that decision. So when I say don't do it and you do it anyway, I don't give a how much you apologize for doing it in advance or even afterwards. But you got to be forgiven. The Bible says you must be forgiven. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying I don't forgive anybody. I'm letting you know you made an executive decision. I'm abiding by your wishes because when I tell you this is what I'm going to do, and you do it anyway, then I have no other choice. So thank you for your executive decision. And I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to send you the spam, all of your emails, all of your communication, your phone calls. Oh, and those of you who are calling me, I had somebody call me at 11 o'clock last night. 11 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not up at 11 o'clock. So, and I turn my ringer down now. Before, I used to leave my ringer on because what if family called me and there was an emergency? See, at the time, my mother was not doing very well, so I would leave my ringer on. Or just in case any other family member called me, I would leave my ringer on at night. But because I made the executive decision not to go to my mother's funeral, my family doesn't bother to communicate with me. So I can't say things anymore like I used to, but I don't care. I don't care. That's why you haven't heard me talk about it, because I don't care. I'm a grown man now. I didn't need them to become a grown man because I've been on my own since I was 16. Now that's interesting, because at the age of 16, I was still living in my mother's house, but I was on my own. I had to take care of myself while living in my mother's house. Basically, you might just say I was being boarded. That was all. So I took care of me since then. And ladies and gentlemen, you talk about an appropriate song. This is Patti LaBelle, and she's singing. If y'all don't know me by now, people, y'all need to stop testing me, because I ain't got time. Tell them, Patti. That's Patti, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's get to what this video was about, because I done took 6 minutes of ranting. How are you ranting? I was ranting. Why are you ranting? Because people are getting on my nerves. Why are people getting on your nerves, son? I just needs to know, because if they getting on your nerves, I will go ahead and go ramble on it. You know what I'm saying? No, you ain't got to do that, because then Google will say that we're promoting violence. And you know we don't want nobody promoting violence on no Google channel, because then they will censor everybody. Oh no, they just censor you because you give out this information that you're about to talk about now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, there's a young lady. Her name is Michelle. Michelle sent me from archive.org. Somebody had already let me know that the whole text was on archive.org for the Senate report. Okay, somebody had already told me that it was up there. Here's the problem. They didn't tell me where it was, and I wasn't about to sit up there and go searching the whole world for it. Hey, Patti, you keep letting them know. I wasn't about to do that, because that's not this type of party. You see, I already can explain how the system operates. Okay? I own funny moves. I got mine, and honey, there you go. Tell them, Patti. She says, trust her, y'all. Okay? What am I doing here? Why did I bring you guys here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I brought you here because I need to let you understand what document they sent. This one is the one that we're reading, the full text of this. Okay? I don't need the one of 76. We needed this one, but I decided to pull this up. Look, Section 702 provides judicial review under Title V only for wrongs suffered as a result of agency's actions. Interesting. However, excludes court-martials, military commissions, etc. The types of actions which might be utilized under declaration of martial law from the definition of agency. Ain't that something interesting? No. Pay attention to what's going on here. A person suffering legal wrong because of agency action or adversely affected or aggrieved by the agency's action within the meaning of the relevant statute. Not just any statute, any statute. A relevant statute, not this statute, any statute is entitled to judicial review. Ladies and gentlemen, as long as there's been a declared court-martial, you're not entitled to anything. All the courts are operating under courts-martial, especially the federal courts. We've already showed you that. It's the courts-martial manual. See, courts-martial. It's all one word. They didn't put the hyphen there, but it's all one word. Okay? See, you don't have a right to review. But you notice, pay attention, a right of review, because this is Title V. They're administrative agencies. This is the Administrative Procedures Act. This is all administrative law, people. This is not law. Now, what I'm doing, this is my girl, y'all. Tell him, Patty. See, she just speaks right on cue, y'all. Hey, Patty, I done broke everything, I promise you. I'm trying to make them know that I'm alive. They don't want to understand, Patty. Hey, self, is it something I said? Is it something I did? Is it the way my clothes come unfastened? Mm-hmm. You ain't worth me, y'all. I fasten my clothes, y'all. I check my speech. I check out my drag. And you know what I say to myself finally, y'all? Mm-mm, mm-mm. You say self? Is it? No, it ain't worth it, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys as of lately. 10 long years. That's how long this has been going on, y'all. I didn't plan this song. This song was just playing in the background when I started the cell phone audio. That's my cell phone is my car stereo. So this is the music I play with my windows down as I'm rolling through town. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to this so you guys will understand. This is all, see, government organization and employees. The courts are all government organizations. They're all organized under the administration, the Administrative Procedures Act. This is Title V. And what nobody paid attention to is that the National Emergency Act specifically deals with Title V. Statutes preclude judicial review. Excuse me? How can a statute preclude judicial review? Because judicial review is administrative agencies. What does agency mean? Agency means each authority of the government of the United States, whether or not it is within or subject to review by another agency, but does not include the Congress. The courts of the United States, hold on, they're saying the courts of the United States are not agencies. Okay, pay attention. I want you all to pay attention to this because y'all gonna be like, how he know this stuff? Watch this. Copy, 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 copy. That's my girl Patty, y'all. And she was just wondering if y'all knew. Okay, now while Patty is doing that, we got the courts of the United States, okay? Now y'all need to pay attention now. Y'all need to pay attention because y'all not gonna get it. Okay, we are talking about the courts of the United States. Notice that. The courts of the United States, okay? Now I want y'all to pay attention. You see, this says the Supreme Court of the United States. You guys have heard of the Supreme Court of the United States, right? Okay. Then the federal court system. You see this right here? United States Administrative Office of the Courts. That's what the A stands for. Because this is an administrative court. This is not an administrative court, people. The Supreme Court, whenever you see the United States come after the name, it's a court of the United States. Sorry. Got to make sure we get that correct. When you see it come after the name. Now, watch this. You see what we did. Now we're going to do it again. I don't want to type. We're going to paste. We got the courts of the United States. And let's get rid of the. And let's just take this right here. And let's move that. Oh, it ain't going to let me. So let's go back. And we're going to do that. Now watch this. Some people are going to get confused by what I'm doing right here. Okay, do you see right here? You see this same thing pulls up, right? But watch this. United States courts. What's the difference between this and this? Do you see this? The courts of the United States and this one. I gotta switch back and forth. I apologize. United States courts. This set of courts was created by Congress, roughly about 1925. They changed the name of the courts when they went administrative to the United States Court of blah, 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 like the United States Court of Appeals, the United States Federal District Court. And here is the AOU. Do you see when I put in United States courts, the United States courts as opposed to, pay attention, the courts of the United States? Let's scroll down. There is a difference in the wording. Why? Because the courts of the United States is the judicial branch of government. The United States courts are the administrative corporate courts. That's why, pay attention, the U.S. Supreme Court, pay attention. You see how it has U.S. in front, U.S. in front? Now, let's take that and let's look at what Congress said, because this is very important. Okay? The courts of the United States, they're saying the Administrative Procedures Act does not apply to the courts of the United States. But you notice it doesn't say the United States courts, does it? Are you paying attention to how this is worded? It's worded that way on purpose. Because when they put, and specifically, the law changed the name of the courts from the blah, blah, blah court of the United States to the United States blah, blah, blah court. And Congress did that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you had people out there talking about there are two different courts. And that's why you heard me talking about we need to know how to get into the right court, because we're not entering the right court. We're in these administrative courts. In administrative courts, you have the right of review. See, you get a judicial review where they don't go by the law. They just make sure the stupid judge followed procedure. It has nothing to do with whether or not he did right and wrong, whether or not he provided substantial justice, but whether or not he followed procedure. Okay, do you notice that they get to convey property during the national emergency? And you're going to find, if you look through this, it's several different states where they get to convey the conveyance of certain property, Okay, they get to convey property. The government, why? How could the government convey property if they didn't own it? Remember, military bases are foreign territory, but once they give it to the state, it's no longer foreign. So how can the United States convey that property? Okay, deed conveying certain lands in, I don't know what's Clackamas County, Oregon, to the state shall provide that whenever the Congress of the United States shall declare a state of war or other national emergency, or the president declares a state of emergency to exist, the United States may use the property for the duration of such war or emergency plus 6 months. Do you understand? This has been going on all of this time. Hasn't the president declared an emergency? Military bases are supposed to be foreign territory. That's why there's a big issue. Every single time a military base shuts down, they have to go through a whole rigmarole of transferring that property back to the United States. You must understand the reason why is because it's military, it's foreign territory. This is Tevin Campbell, and he's talking about the world. And this is from an album that was pretty much referencing a perfect world. All right, but let's get back to this. I want to show y'all something else about the courts. And so as I was scrolling down, I said, no, I'm going to show this to these people because they need to know this is what's going on. And it talks about the courts, and it talks about you all getting some justice. But we don't want to go by this, ladies and gentlemen, too much. But there is some remedy in here because I just was skimming through it and I found some, especially dealing with the courts. And I'm trying to find that now. So give me 1 second. I may not be able to find it. Oh, look at that. Foreign relations and intercourse. And let's go ahead and scroll up. I got to see if I can find it because I had it and I scrolled down by mistake and lost it. Okay. And I blame that on you all. Look at that. Crimes and criminal procedure. Title 18. Related criminal penalties for gathering, transmitting, or losing defense information. So they added in, now hold on, defense information. Criminal code on espionage and censorship. Gathering or delivering defense information to aid foreign government. So what's Title 18 got to do with emergencies? And this whole thing is the emergencies declared by the president and Congress. But what we want to do, I'm going to see if I can find it. Not commerce and trade. There's one that was specifically dealing with the courts. And it does talk about during these periods of emergency. That's Coast Guard, and we got bank and banking. Okay, so this code even deals with you're dealing with the banks. Okay, so give me 1 second. I should put y'all on hold while I find it. But I'm not going to be spending that much time on this because I got other things to do. And it don't involve doing this. I'm just showing you guys this. Where's it at so we can go look for ourselves? Hey, I thought you would never ask. Okay, as I told you, Michelle gave this to me. And I decided to take the time to look at it. And it is what I thought it would be. So I'm not finding the thing about the courts that I told you guys about, and I'm a little not happy with that because it applied. And no, don't show it to me, don't send it to me. Ladies and gentlemen, what you need to know is that I don't need it. I will find it when the time comes. I met you. What? Such a perfect world. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Tevin. Okay. Now, a number of conclusions can be drawn from the Special Committee study and analysis of emergency power laws now in effect. Congress has, in most important respects, except for the final action of floor debate and formal passage of the bill, permitted the executive branch to draft and in large measure to make laws. Did you see this? Congress has permitted the executive branch to make laws. This has occurred despite the constitutional responsibility conferred on Congress by Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, which states it is Congress that makes all laws. Wait a minute, did they not just sit up here and say Congress has violated the Constitution? This is what I've been trying to tell you people. Do you understand? So they admit that they violated the Constitution. They admit that all of these laws made by the president are unconstitutional. I need this right here. No, I don't want to listen to separate. No, that's not even separate. That's something else. I'm going to get rid of that junk. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's do that for y'all. Should have done that a while ago, but I wasn't thinking. I was focusing so much. So let's do this. We've already read a number of conclusions. Okay, now pay attention. Let's read this right here. Some 470 significant provisions of law out of a total of tens of thousands that have been passed or recodified since 1933. But emergency power laws are of such significance to civil liberties, to the operation of domestic and foreign commerce, and the general functions of the U.S. government, because, pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, these are all congressional delegatory responsibilities that in microcosm they reflect dominant trends in political, economic, and judicial life of the United States. Basically, they affect the other branches of government. But here, Congress lets you know that it's unconstitutional because it's a violation of the separation of powers. What was the power? The power to make law. This is, you guys may not know this song. For saying what I want in this song. Questions like these, my mind and tease. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dougie Fresh. You guys remember Dougie Fresh? And the Get Fresh crew? Well, this is Dougie Fresh without the Get Fresh crew. And he's singing a song called The Plane. And ever since this song came out, I was a fan. And we didn't do a thought about me and you. I left it up to you. To you. All up to you. All right. What you guys need to understand is Congress right here is saying exactly what I've been telling all of you. The questions that I'm asking people to bring before the ones who are legally wise to bring before the Circuit Court of Appeals is that Congress have the authority to delegate its power to another branch of government. Ladies and gentlemen, I just got to put y'all on hold. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I had to not only take that call, but I also had to download some stuff. So let's get back to that full text, okay? This is the United States Congress saying that they delegated their power to the executive branch, okay? And in large measure to make the laws. Well, when you see this right here, do you know what Congress is quoting right here? Make all the laws. They're quoting the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law, is what the First Amendment says at the very beginning. Congress is the one who was delegated to make the law. That's why you keep hearing me talk about separation of powers, and why I highlight to you that they had no right to delegate their power and authority to anyone else. No right. And that's why I show you on video where that's specifically and exactly what they did. So, ladies and gentlemen, now you have further proof that this is what's been going on, that this law is still in existence. Why? Because they have not taken away the March 9, 1933 Act. They have not declared each of these laws made by the president to be unconstitutional. So why don't you do it? By asking the question whether or not Congress had the authority to do that, especially when they say they didn't have the authority. Okay? No, I don't want to listen. Wait, hold on. This is Play It Only at Night. So I'm going to listen to that on my own because I love Play It Only at Night because it's very few. You just got to Play It Only at Night by Dougie Fresh. I'll do that in another video. But for right now, people, have a good day, have a good life, because I didn't want to go past 30 minutes, so we done gave it to you. Goodbye.